What a freaking idiot. I mean, here's the issue that I've always had with him. I don't mind that he says off the wall shit all the time about every other thing, every other topic. I'm okay with that. I get it.
Sure.
But and apparently he used to play basketball and he talks about basketball.
Yeah, basketball player. That's good.
When you want to get to the fighting part of it, I've heard him talk about boxing and I've heard him talk about MMA. And I've seen him do baby dick punches and other little things.
Hold on. Are you talking dick punch uppercut?
Yeah, dick punch uppercut. Well, I thought he was like hitting a baby at first, practicing hitting the baby, and then like hitting
a 3-year-old,
and then hitting the mother on the way up. Like, let me hit the kid first because that's most dangerous. Then let me hit the mother on the way up. Boom. So he just gives us he's gonna give us great ratings, and I love this. He's gonna bring subscribers to us. He's giving us the content. I want to thank you, Stephen A. Smith, for giving us this information because you're an idiot. Look, I understand. I understand where he's coming from a little bit. Don't get me wrong in terms of there are people that don't like to see women fight. I don't want to see two women fight out on the street.
There's also people that don't like to see men fight.
That's true as well. Yes. I don't want to see two untrained, not prepared women fight in the parking lot or in a bar or wherever. But the simple fact of the matter is these women are really damn good. A lot of them, almost all of them, especially the ones you see in the top organizations, they're really damn good. And
they're good enough to whip Stephen A. Smith's
ass. That's exactly what I was going to get to. Like when he starts saying like, yeah, some of them are good and some of them are going to beat these. No, some of them are going to beat these dudes. Some of them are going to beat your ass next time they see you is what they're going to do. All right. Like it just comes down to,
could be,
you got to leave, especially in the climate that we're in right now. You've got to be very cautious with things like this, the way you speak of. You guys, like, you want to say something?
Well, I mean, you say cautious, and I'm just gonna, all the time say, look, and I used to do this with Josh. I went through the whole thing of legitimizing MMA, legalizing MMA, having the people trying to do legislation against MMA and doing it at times. I went through all of that, and he even brings that up. I wouldn't go for legislation against it. Here's the problem. All the time I tell people, look, if you don't like fighting, I understand that. That's okay. Not everyone is going to like everything. I don't like figure skating. And to watch figure skating, be it a man or a woman doing it, is just not of interest to me. I look at it and I go, I know that's hard. It's boring to me. I don't want to see it. And so I don't watch it, but I don't say things about it. And here's the big part. Josh, you and I talk about MMA. We talk about boxing. We talk about combat sports because we work in that realm. Well, Stephen A. Smith works for ESPN, and he talks about a lot of different sports. And one of the sports that they have put him into where he has opened his mouth, stuck his foot deep inside it, was MMA. And he did that, when he was talking about Cowboy Cerrone against Conor McGregor. Now, he can have his opinion. That's okay. But when you cross the line, then people are going to jump back at you. And then you're going to put out dick punch, uppercut, and everyone else is going to sit there and go, and that's why we know you're an idiot. Yeah. Okay. But I don't work for a network that shows all sports. I work for Bellator. You work for Bellator. There's people that work for the UFC. He works for ESPN, and ESPN puts him on MMA fights. And when he sits there and then says, look, I don't want to see women's MMA. I don't like seeing women get punched. That's okay as his personal opinion. He doesn't like to see a woman in a fight. But when you work for a company that shows those fights, and every UFC just about has either at least one, if not multiple, women's fights going on, you are saying something about the people that you are working for and with. You are stepping in it, man. You owe every women's MMA fighter an apology because you have a voice beyond the norm. You work in this industry, and when you say that, you're just not thinking. I don't care if you don't like it. That's okay. You can say personally, it's not for me, but that's about as far as you would go. Just like, there could be a female reporter saying, personally, men's fighting isn't for me. Okay, that's all right. But when you are working in that industry, shut up.
Yeah. But we should find way. I think, like I said, I agree with you that should have found ways to say it differently, or he shouldn't have said it at all. Like,
not at
especially when you work for that company. It didn't make any sense. I just bless him for giving us the opportunity to talk on this, because this is going to be wonderful. He really just comes down to, look, they say things on their network, what is it called? First Take, whatever. I think that's what he's, I think that's his show. He has a show where they just basically blurt out absurd things. Oh, and Skip Bayless and this, and oh, well, Skip, you don't know. It's almost who can outdo who in the most dramatic, lame comment, the outlandish comment you possibly can come up with. That's him. That's what they do. That's that when we talk about clickbait material, that is what they're doing. They are creating. I think it almost seems like they sit at home and look at themselves in the mirror and they recite what they're going to say to them the next day. These are my topics. This is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to put Skip Bayless in his place, and I'm going to say this, says Stephen A. And just these are the remarks, and people they've grown to tune into that shit every single day. It's garbage. It really is garbage. It's that type of media, that type of stuff that's put us in the situations that we're in now, I think, nationwide, where it's just everything is now who can say and outdo who to get the most attention. And we started this all with this real life TV stuff, the Kardashians, the other thing. It's like all the other married housewives and, whatever it is, all that stuff. That's where it all kind of started. Now it's whoever can say the most outlandish thing on TV to get more eyes and viewership for them to watch. It's ridiculous. And this right here is someone who's putting his foot in his mouth. I wonder what they're going to do with him. Like, they just gave him a raise last year, right? It was right around February last year. He got a raise. I want to say he's getting paid some astronomical amount of money. I want to say it was either 9 or 19 million a year. It's 9 or 19 million a year. It's something around that. I recall. I do believe it has a 9 in there. So it's either 9 or 19. But regardless, you're making that much money. I know NFL players that don't even make that much money.
Well, I will say this. He did say several things that I will agree with. I do not believe that in fighting that there should be the crossover of a woman fighting a man.
Absolutely.
Not a skilled woman against a skilled man. I don't believe that's good competition, and I don't think that's the right thing. And he said that. But I would love to see Chris Cyborg and Stephen A. Smith fight. Because, see, that's not what he's taught. That's not that, skilled woman against a skilled man. I mean, that's a skilled woman. And that's a dick punch, uppercut man.
That's punch the baby, punch the mama. Punch the baby, punch the mama.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee it won't last a minute.
Great. I'm watching the video right now. It's hilarious.
Oh, geez. It is so embarrassing.
How mad should he be? Did he fire that coach or whoever took that video and posted it? I would have fired him. I wouldn't be friends with him anymore. That's embarrassing.
Dude, I would pay. If they had a GoFundMe, I'd pay that sumbitch. We're putting it out there.
That's so good.